Good morning all of you. Today we are going to study the chapter 4 of class 12. The chapter name is Reproductive Health. Before this chapter, in the reproduction unit, we had already studied about the reproduction, sexual and asexual reproduction, about also the vegetative reproduction. We had studied about the reproductive part in the flowering plant and whereas the reproduction involved in the flowering plant where we studied about the microsporogenesis, megasporogenesis, pollinations and the pollen pistil interaction, the formation of seed, fruit and all the things of the meat. And then further we had studied about the animal reproduction also. In that the human reproduction we had studied about the spermatogenesis, the oogenesis, about the cycles, about the fertilization, about the pre-fertilization, fertilization and post-fertilization events, and about the pregnancy, implantation and embryo development in the animals. Now, after studying all these methods, we are going to study about the reproductive health. That it is very essential chapters which will guide us about the reproduction and about the healthy reproductive life. It is very keen interest should be taught as well as the students as well as the teacher should be there in cooperation with the student so that the myths, conceptions regarding the things about the reproductive health should be clear and should be imparted a good knowledge regarding the reproductive health. So now we are going to start the chapter. In this chapter we will cover few topics. The first topic is that how we will study about the reproductive health, the healthy reproductive life. Then we will study about the RCS program. The India had started several awareness programs under the subheading of the reproductive and child health care program. He had guided few guidance regarding the reproductive health and healthy society. Now, then after that we will study about the population explosion, that if the reproduction is not be in the limit, then enormous increase in the population will start and the factors as well as the results of this population explosion will create. That we will study and aware the student of class 12. Now, lastly we will study about the birth control methods, because the birth control is very essential. If we are giving the new progeny, then only the population is increasing. So that the birth control method and the proper knowledge regarding the birth control methods and various methods of the birth control method will be taught to you all. As well as now the last thing about this unit is the medical termination of the pregnancy, that how the intentional abortion of the child is being done, that should be prohibited and that will be taught to you all. And after that you will be taught about the sexually transmitted diseases, their examples, and how do you just go to the doctors regarding those sexually transmitted disease and how to identify that you are under which category of the disease. If you are just by the disease, you are just caused, your body is just caused or suffering from the sexually transmitted diseases, as well as some awareness regarding that, as well as about the infertility, that today enormous things about the infertility and myths and conceptions is being created in our society. So proper guidance regarding the infertility as well as about the medical termination of the things, as well as the test tube baby and the things which are various methods regarding the test tube baby will be taught to you all in this chapter. Now, referring to starting this chapter, first of all, we are going to study about the reproductive health. Firstly, we have to know that what is reproductive health. How will we study about the reproductive health? The state of healthy reproductive organ with normal function. When we are studying about the reproductive health, then the state of healthy reproductive organ, that means that our gonads, the external genitalia as well as its internal environment, just the vagina or just the testes, just the penis and just the internal organ, internal functioning should be well functioned as well as that is termed as the healthy reproductive life. Now further, WHO, we know that the World Health Organization, World Health Organization had put on the definition about the reproductive health, that the total well-being in all aspects of the reproduction. The reproduction is a unit, the total well-being. When we are talking about the reproduction, the total well-being is required, not only just the reproductive health. Here they had concluded that the total well-being should be required in the production of the reproductive healthy society. We should just add on or consider physical, emotional, behavioral and social, means the total well-being in all aspects of reproduction, physical, emotional these criteria is going to fulfill all the four criteria, then only the particular individual is called as the reproductive healthy individual, or the particular society is called as the reproductive healthy society. Now, referring to the physical means the person or the person who is involved in the reproductive age, he should be healthy, fit in according to get the good progeny, healthy progeny, as well as increase the future population are healthy and give rise to upcoming a healthy population and a disease free population, so that he should be physically fit. And the next is the emotional means he should be emotionally fit. He shouldn't have the stress on his mind about the work pressure, as like today's fast moving society, lot of pressure is on our mind. So he should be emotionally fit, because if he is not emotionally fit, then the further hormonal imbalance is created and the cortisol level is being increased, the tension is being increased, that also create a problem in the reproductive health, either directly or indirectly. That's why the psychiatric doctors are firstly recommended if one have any problem regarding or any misconceptions regarding the reproductive health, then they are sent to the psychiatric doctor, because he just check his the emotionally and check his the behavioral outcome, that how he is dealing with his problem, and guide him according to studying him. After studying his criteria, so the physically and emotionally fit individuals are called as the reproductive healthy individual. The next thing, behavioral. He should have good behavior. He shouldn't be just like the abusing behavior regarding the sex topic, or just feel shame on the sex topic. When he is going to his partner, he should understand that how the partner is being involved. The problem if he or she may have, that the cooperation should be there. So he should have good behavior. And social, that means he should be a remarkable things in front of the society, so that people try to follow him. He should convey his messages. He should impart a message. He should be just followers for the society, so that people get learn from him that how the reproductive healthy society should be built. Now, upcoming to the RCS, as we all had known that the India has the several program regarding the awareness of the reproductive health. That's why the RCS, Reproductive and Child Healthcare Program, has undertaken few guidance to aware the people. It has taken the guidance to create the awareness among the people, that how to create them, that about the reproductive health. They had provided the facilities and support to build up the reproductive healthy society. They had started to contribute the preventive measures. They had started to contribute the audio-visual aids in the newspapers, in type of just a type of media, just a type of the performance of the play dramas. They had tried to guide the common people to create the awareness, to hesitate or to implement that the just shamefulness, to avoid that shamefulness, and come to study about the reproductive healthy society and be fit and start to initiate that reproductive healthy society with creating the awareness. Several measures have been taken by the government and non-government agencies in providing the audio-visual aids, in helping to the common people in their common languages, then to give the introduction about the sex education to the children, so that the myths and conceptions should be cleared among the students, because they are only just going to cross that reproductive age or fertile age. So they will just start to teach the society if they are having this knowledge. So introduce about the sex education to the common people, to the all the things about according to the media. And the next thing is the prepare information, to give the proper information to them about the reproductive organs, that what is the size of reproductive organ, what are the things that something issues is created, that about the size of the reproductive organ, that conception should be clear, that myths should be clear, then the related changes according to the, when the related changes occur due to the feeding sessions or due to the pivotal sessions in the women's as well as the men's, then the girls or the boys, and related changes should be taught about the sexually transmitted disease. Is an important topic, that how the sexually transmitted disease should be spreading nowadays, according to create the awareness among the people, create the awareness according to the how to prevent that sexually transmitted disease. And then the marital age group, the mature marital age group, which government has decided that should be taught to them. Then both birth control measures should be taught to them, the care of the pregnant mother, so that she self should care herself, as well as the family should plan to care herself in according to build her health as well as the progeny health. Then the natal feeding, about the breastfeeding to the child, the importance of the colostrum, which is the first antibody which is provided to the body of the child. A proper lactation period should be given to the natal feeding so that he or she should develop the immunity against the different diseases, because the mother milk is the first antibody to the child. Then clear the sex abuses, crime and addiction. Now the people are just creating the addiction in their mind about the sex, only sex, and thus the sex is just creating a different type of crime, just like the rape, abuses, just like people give the abusing words regarding the organs of the females, organs of the males, and these all things, and different things are being created, so that should be clear, because the sex abuses, when the sex education will be given, then people will try to understand the pivotal changes and they will try to cooperate with the society. And then on the amniocentesis. Amniocentesis is an important term. In the amniocentesis technique, amniotic fluid is being taken out from the woman's vagina, and this amniotic fluid is examined under the microscope or in the lab, and from there we determine the sex of the child. The amniocentesis technique was there to check the genetic disease, but now the people when know that, start to know that about the sex of the child is being determined, then the medical practitioners started earning, and female feticide, the term is called as brood hatya, is being started due to the amniocentesis technique. So in the very emergency case, the amniocentesis technique is being performed, but there should be ban on the amniocentesis technique. So this is the thing about the reproductive healthy society. Now after the reproductive healthy society, we will come to learn about the population explosion. Population explosion means, we all know that a population means a group of individuals living in a particular geographical area is called as population. Population explosion means rapid increase of the population. Enormous increase of the population, rapid increase of the population is called as the population explosion. Now the population explosion is being caused due to the decline in the death rate, decline in the mother mortality rate, decline in the infant mortality rate. Today, people are just not dying due to any diseases because the medical practicing is just strong, the equipments, the technologies are so strong that death rate is declining. The mother mortality rate, when the child and mother was just mother was going to give the birth, and many of the cases are there that the mother was died, the child was died, so that also decreasing due to the good medical practitioner, the good knowledgeable practitioner. So that's why also due to this decrease also this population is also adding in the population, so this decline in this is also increasing the population, and reproductive age group individuals are so much and they are not having the proper knowledge. The uneducated people or the educated also who are not aware about the birth control, they are giving rise to the population enormous increase, and just that is why the population explosion is being called. Now the factors affecting population explosion. There are two factors which add on the population and the two factors which decreases the population. The natality means the birth rate, number of individuals added in the society, that means taking birth, they will increase the population. Number of individuals from outside, from any other outside area, come to this particular geographical area where population we are studying, that are termed as the immigration. Natality and immigration add on the population, increases the population of particular region. And mortality means death rate. When we are talking about the mortality, then the death rate is there. When the individuals are dying, every individuals are dying, the particular capita of the individuals are dying per unit time, that is termed as the mortality, and the mortality is decreasing. Means the individuals are dying, that means the individuals are removed from that particular geographical area, that means the mortality. And immigration means this area individuals are going outside, so that also create the decrease in the population. Thus these two factors are the increasing and decreasing factors of the population. Now, what is the result of overpopulation? When the population explosion exceeds a limit, then what is the result of the overpopulation? The result of the overpopulation is this shortage of the food. When we are just overpopulation is created, then the food supply is shorted, unemployment is started, education of the people, education of the children is not proper education is being provided to the children. The poverty, that means the individual with lack of money, lack of education, lack of employment, lack of foods, the proper supply, proper balanced diet we will not get, and these are the situation created due to the population explosion, because quality education is not provided to each and every child of the family. That's right, a large family and the incoming people is only one, or incoming people is just zero, then the thing is that the shortcomings of the population explosion. Now the government has decided that marriageable age group of the girls should be 18 and marriageable age group of boys should be 21. Their small families planning they had started about the contraceptive method to prevent the population, to prevent the increase in population or prevent the birth method or the pregnancy age, and also create awareness among people about that how the population explosion is harming the individual and how the adult population is just creating the disability in the society. That's why in this way the population explosion topic also we had covered. Now coming to the birth control topic. Birth control is a third topic in this chapter. Birth control thus means the regulation of conception by preventive measures. Means some preventive measures will be there which will be creating prevention in the conceptions, means creating prevention in the ovum and sperm meeting or fertilization or just implantation of baby in the uterus. These all are the methods which control the or prevent the pregnancy rate or prevent the fertilization that are termed as the birth control thing. Because when the birth control will be limited, then only the population explosion will be controlled, and then only the proper reproductive healthy society will be grown. And these topics are interrelated with each other. Now the birth control methods are the ideal birth control. What are the criteria for the ideal birth control method? The ideal birth control method should be user friendly. It should be user friendly. Every user should know about it. It should be easily available. It shouldn't be that it is just we are searching the birth control method, then it would not come up to the mark. So it should be easily available to all of us. It should be effective. It should show its effective result so that the birth control which is being planned that should be achieved, and there should be no or least side effect of that birth control, so that no any further reproductive issues created due to the use of that birth control method. Now the birth control method is being categorized into 7 types. We will study each and every type of the birth control methods one by one. The first birth control method is the natural or traditional birth control method. In the natural or traditional birth control method, we will study about the periodic abstinence. Periodic abstinence means avoid the coitus formation on the 10th to 17th day. We had already studied in the menstrual cycle about the ovulation phase. We studied that the ovulation is being started at the 14th day of the menstrual bleeding. So menstrual bleeding will come the 10th day and 10th to 17th day, means before the ovulation and after the ovulation few days will be avoided to prevent the pregnancy. And this is the first criteria. Periodic abstinence means the period will be checked in the calendars, and the coitus or the sex will be prohibited from 10th day. 10th means menstrual cycle which is starting the bleeding phase, count it the 10th day. The 10th day, 10th to 17th means 1 week there should be avoid coitus, so that any problem or any egg which is ovulated doesn't get fertile due to getting the sperm, and doesn't the female get the pregnant in according to control the birth method. And here only we just control the method, and in this way periodic abstinence is being successfully implemented. Now the second is the coitus interrupts or withdrawal. These techniques are the same, both words are same, only the thing is to understand. Coitus interrupts means when we are performing the sex or we are performing the coitus, then we had to just interrupt it, or we had to just stop the coitus when the male partner is going to ejaculate. He should stop the coitus. Stop the coitus, stop method or various methods are there, or withdraw the penis out of the vagina at the time of the coitus, in according to control that the sperm or the male gamete shouldn't pass through the vaginal wall or cervical wall, in according to reach to the fallopian tube and just prevent the pregnancy and control the birth. Now, the third is the lactational embryo. Lactational embryo means the lactation period of the female when she is feeding her child, and that is a period where the menstrual cycle is being stopped and the female is not fertile. So at that time, up to the period when she is feeding her child, that time if you perform the coitus or sex, then the female couldn't get pregnant. So these are the natural and traditional methods. Now coming to the barrier methods. Now barrier methods are the condoms, cervical cap, spermicidal peel. Now first of all we will study about the condoms. Condoms are the rubber sheet, thin latex rubber sheet that are implemented for the male organ as well as the female organ. They are just the thing which are being put on the penis as well as the put on the vaginal cervical opening in accordance to avoid the sperm to reach to the ovum. So it creates a barrier between the fallopian tube or the sperm just go in this condom rubber sheet and is just trapped in that, and in according to this it prevents the pregnancy or prevent the fertilization. Cervical caps, diaphragm or rods are the equipments which are inserted in the female reproductive organ. Cervical caps are inserted in the cervix of the female. Diaphragm are also inserted and rods are also inserted in the female reproductive organs in according to the create a barrier between the sperm and ovum so that the sperm go and stick to these equipment either to reach up to the vaginal or pass through the vagina and reach up to the ovum. It would be trapped here and prevent in this sense it will prevent the fertilization. Now the spermicidal green jellies and the foam. These all are the chemical type of things which just kill the sperm and just involve the sperm or just hold the sperm and prevent the sperm to reach to the ovum. So we had studied about the natural and traditional method and we had studied about the barrier method. Now we are thirdly studying the intrauterine devices. Intrauterine devices is the temporary devices which are just inserted in the female reproductive organ in according to control to the birth control method or prevent the pregnancy. Copper releasing intrauterine devices. The intrauterine devices are also categorized into three categories. Copper releasing intrauterine devices. Copper is just the thing which prevents the sperm. The copper T, which is the main example of the copper releasing intrauterine devices, is the copper T. It is just inserted like a T shape in the vaginal cervical and prevents the sperm to release up to that, and it releases the copper which kills the sperm before reaching the ovum only. Hormonal releasing IUDs contain the progesterone and estrogen and just inhibiting hormone which just kill the sperm or just avoid the sperm to not reach up to the ovum wall. And the non-medicated IUDs means intrauterine devices are just inserted without any medical practitioner. These all are inserted by the medical practitioner, but this is not medical practitioner. Means a woman herself could insert these devices in according to prevent the pregnancy. Now the fourth one is the oral contraceptive method. Oral contraceptive methods is called as the oral pills which are taken by the female individual in according to avoid the ovum formation or just to delay the ovum formation during the pregnancy. The oral pills are just like the Maladi and all these things, Shaheli. They all prevent the conception or prevent the fertilization. Now the fifth one is the injectable or implants. Injectable or implants is also categorized into two categories: hormonal injection or implants. Hormonal injection is injection given of the different hormone so that avoid the particular menstrual cycle. That menstrual cycle avoided for a few period of time, and then the implants is also inserted avoid that particular sperm to reach up to the ovum, and this is called injectable or implants which are used in the birth control methods. The sixth one is the emergency contraceptive. The best example of emergency contraceptive is unwanted 72. This is being given if the woman carry out the coitus formation and she knew that to reach the period day, the ovulation phase is coming 10 to 17th day, which is prevented, and she had done the coitus in those days. So emergency pills, just because the sperm life is 72 hours, it kills the sperm before reaching to the ovum. So that is the emergency contraceptive. And the seventh, last but not least, is the permanent method. These all are the temporary method, but these are the permanent method. In this there is the surgical method. There are the two forms of the surgical method is being used to prevent the fertilization. First one is the tubectomy and the second one is the vasectomy. In the tubectomy, the fallopian tube is cut and ligated and tied by a thread so that the ovum which is released from the fallopian tube couldn't reach up to the stomach wall and just prevent, because when ovum will not reach, then sperm will not reach up to there, and then the pregnancy will be prevented or the fertilization will be prevented. And vasectomy, the vasa difference of the male is being cut and tied it so that the sperm with the semen which is coming to the vasa difference is just returned back from there only, and just the fertilization is not succeeded. So these all are the methods. A quick revision of these methods: we are again doing the birth control methods, means the controlling of the fertilization by the natural traditional methods, barrier methods, IUDs, the oral contraceptives, the injectable or implants, the emergency contraceptives, and the surgical methods. Now after these things, we are going to study about the MTP. MTP means medical termination of pregnancy. The definition of MTP, when we are studying about the MTP, the word itself creates the medical termination of pregnancy, means the intentional abortion. People are just intentionally aborting the child. So different criteria were there. So the government of India in the 1971 provided a strict rule that under these guidance the abortion should be done, but under these guidance abortion should not be done. Just like they are killing the female child. So that also they are creating abortion. When they know about the sex of the child, they are creating abortion of the female feticide. For avoiding those things, they are going to the medical termination of pregnancy term has been introduced to you all. So 1971 government of India had given few strict guidelines to get rid of unwanted pregnancy. Just like the unprotected coitus, if you does not want child at that time, that's why the unprotected coitus or reproduction or the rape of the female individual if carried out, then to get rid of the unwanted pregnancy, medical termination of pregnancy, just legalize the pregnancy. If the pregnancy is harmful to the mother also and to the fetus also, then in that case also the pregnancy should be stopped. And the safe period of the abortion is 12 weeks of the trimester. Up to the 12 weeks it could be done safely, otherwise there is the chances of risk both to the fetus as well as the mother. The medical termination of pregnancy, I already told that it was used for aborting female child after knowing the sex of the child, so that it is being legalized and given strict guidance that it should not be done. So these are all about these chapters, and now further we will study about the sexually transmitted diseases, infertility and test tube baby, and different methods of test tube baby.